A soundbite about this, Ted Cruz allegedly being a good dad. I think we have that.
As I was taking care of my family the same way Texans all across the state were taking care of my family.
You know, MJ, you know, to Matthew's point, Ted Cruz lives in a state where Greg Abbott tried to blame Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for the power outage. She has nothing to do with it. Where the Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who's got some issues of his own, said during the COVID pandemic, he claimed that there are more important things than living in defending his statement that he and other older Americans should actually give up their lives and be willing to die to get the economy open. You have Attorney General Ken Paxton, who's the one who's got issues because he's under FBI investigation, who claimed that who allegedly used his office to help a wealthy donor. So there are two pieces here. Matthew Dowd's point that Ted Cruz knows he lives in a state where Republicans can get away with all of that and their voters don't care. But part two is they live in a state where the Colorado city mayor said, you're on your own. We're sick of you. This is a public official saying we're sick of all you people thinking we're here to help you. We're not here to help you. Ted Cruz just reinforced that and said, basically, I'm here to help my family be comfortable and go get a better life in Mexico, ironically. That is his responsibility to his family, not to his constituents.
Yeah, I mean, we also have Rick Perry saying that Texans will take blackouts over federal oversight and regulation of the energy grid. Look, you know, when people make profit-driven decisions at the expense of people's lives, then there has to be accountability. And the only place we can hold that accountability is at the polls. Now, that means more than just running good campaigns, though. We have to fight the voter suppression, the gerrymandering, all of the things that we're trying to do here in Texas. But we're not going to see a change because, frankly, there are problems on both sides of the aisle. I might be biased. I might think that there are more problems on the other side of the aisle. But until we elect more people who have actually faced the challenges of our constituents, people who have gone without health care, people who have been laid off, people who have worried and don't have the resources to whisk their children in first class off to Cancun, then we're going to have a let them eat cake mentality of our politicians. We've got to start having more diverse voices. And, you know, we have to demand better from our leaders.
So to that very point, Democrats are calling on Ted Cruz to resign. It doesn't seem that he has the basic character to do that. So how do you do that? How can Texas came so close to being able to elect somebody like Beto, who obviously has great humanitarian instincts and actually cares about other people? How do you get Texas past that hump?
Well, first of all, I'd like to, you know, if John Cornyn, I would like to see what he thinks about Ted Cruz flying off to Cancun. And so I think Republican leaders need to be asked whether they stand by Ted Cruz, whether or not they stand by the Republican leadership, whether this Republican leadership has done a good job. You know, at the end of the day, elections are about whether you are better off now than you were before. And I think that Texans will look at the leadership and see that the Republican leadership of Texas has failed them. I have a Republican friend who drove 1 hour outside of Austin with her baby. And it was a war zone. The kids, the streets are not plowed. Everything is terrible. And so I think voters will look back and remember this moment. And my hope is that we have strong Democratic leadership running at the top.
You know, let's see if the Texas Republican Party sanctions him the way that Republican parties have been sanctioning their elected leaders and even ex-elected leaders for daring to criticize Donald Trump over the insurrection. Let's see if they come up with this as a reason to sanction him. I'm not going to hold my breath, especially with that guy, Allen West, leading the party in Texas. Thank you, Xochitl Hinojosa, MJ Hager, and Matthew Dowd.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.